Hi, welcome to the session number 10, Risk Management. Process of determining which risks may affect the project and documenting their characteristics. Documentation of existing risks and knowledge and ability to provide to the project team to anticipate events. Project risks are identified as we discussed earlier. Everyone should be involved in risk identification, which means as a project manager, you need to ensure that your team members, the stakeholders, clients, all get involved in identifying the risks. Risk identification is done first in initiating high-level risks and then in planning. Later, during project, new risks can be identified and the existing risks will be maintained and updated based on the progress. Let's have a look at some of the tools and techniques for risk identification. One technique that is used is documentation reviews. Obviously, as the title suggests, review of the project documentation will help you to identify the risks. Example, some of the documents that you can look at are charter, contracts, planning, assumptions, and any other document. Information gathering techniques. It's another tool that is used to collect the risks. Used in collect requirements process as well. You may use different forms of information gathering. Example, brainstorming, Delphi technique, interweaving, root cause analysis. So whatever you use, your intention is to gather as much as information you could collect. Brainstorming is basically aimed at obtaining comprehensive list of project risks. Ideas about project risk are generated and categorized. Delphi technique is a technique to reach a consensus of experts. Project risk experts participate in this technique anonymously. Interweaving is, of course, a way to talk to people and get their opinion. So you probably target getting the opinions from subject matter expertise and experienced staff and your stakeholders. Root cause analysis is another great way of gathering information. This is a very special technique used to identify a problem. Another tool that is used for identifying risk is checklist analysis. Risk identification checklists are developed based on lessons learned. Assumptions analysis explores the validity of assumptions as they apply to the project. Diagramming technique. Tools and techniques used in quality management can be used in order to identify the risks as well. Cause and effect diagrams, system or process flow charts, and influence diagrams. They all can be used to identify the risks. Another popular technique in risk identification is SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is the process of identifying strengths and weaknesses of a given project situation. Expert judgment, another famous way of identifying the risks. You may pick the experts and get their opinion about the risk identification, possible risks that can occur. It's a great way of getting what they got to say, and this is being widely used. Well, at this point, the businesses and the organizations are focusing on more collaborative approaches than reaching out to the experts. However, this is a technique that is used by the industry. In identifying the risks, where these risks are documented is in the risk register. This is the output of identify risks process that you have worked on so far. Risk information is kept in this document with all the attributes that are important to know. The risk register includes list of identified risks. Any event may occur causing impact will be documented. Example, if steel doesn't arrive on time, there will be delays. That is a risk which goes to your risk register. Also, if anything is caused by any activity that happens, you will try to find out the cause. If cause exists, event may occur leading to effect. Example, if John resigns, project will be badly affected of his expertise, and this can cause demotivation. Risk register also includes list of potential responses. Potential responses of risks when they occurred. Root cause or root causes of risks. Updated risk categories. Example, if a new risk category identified late in the project. Now let's have a look at how exactly you could identify the risks. If you started a project, risk register will only have identified risks. Risk response plans will be added later to this document. If a risk response is already known at this stage, it can be documented.